Hi viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel English Literature with Sahib. Today I'm going to talk about what is literature. In this topic, what is literature? The subtitles which includes these are exploring the meaning of literature and exploring the forms of literature and talking about the importance of literature. I'm your online tutor, Amjad Ali, and I will teach you this topic and I will elaborate all the necessary details. First of all, what is literature? We will talk about the definition of literature. Literature is the body of written and spoken works that express ideas, emotions, and stories, often with artistic and cultural significance. When we talk about the literature, it contains the body, it contains the content, whether it is written or whether it is spoken, and it's a content that expresses some ideas. It can express our emotions, it can tell us our stories, it can be narrative or it can be descriptive, and it has artistic and cultural significance as well. It is artistic, and different genres are included in different artistic ways, and it has cultural significance as well, because culture is interrelated with the literature that is written in a specific culture. Now we will talk about the purpose. When we define a literature, we must keep in mind the purpose of literature. The first purpose of literature is to entertain the audience and entertain the reader. The second purpose is to inform the reader, inform what literature talks about. It informs about the culture and the lives and social background and political background of all the written material. And its other purpose is also to inspire to write something more about the similar topics, and its another purpose is to provoke thought. When we read a specific kind of literature, it provokes our thoughts and inspires us to think about that particular topic in a creative way and in some unique and individual way. We move towards our next slide, and that is forms of literature. When we talk about the types of literature or genres of literature, these are fiction, non-fiction, poetry, and drama. First of all, there is fiction. Fiction is something that is not real, that is just imaginary. It can be a story that is just imaginary and it is not real. It is fiction. In fiction, fiction includes novels, short stories, plays. Novels are elaborated stories where characters establish the story, and it has a considerable length. And Novels possess a unique story having proper beginning, climax, and ending or development. Short stories are shorter than novels, and plays are those stories written in dialogue form, and those are performed on the stage by the actors. When we talk about non-fiction are those writings which deal with our real life and which are not fictitious. These include essays, biographies, and articles. When we talk about essays, essays are written on a specific topic. These are elaborations of specific topics. When we talk about biographies, biographies are the elaborations of personal lives of someone. When we talk about articles are written on a specific topic. These all belongs to real life, and these are not fictitious. That's why these are called non-fiction. When we talk about the poetry consists of something that is written with a rhyme scheme, and that has ending whose ending words are rhymed, and that has a specific rhyme scheme. When we talk about poetry, it includes sonnets, it includes haikus, it includes free verse. When we talk about sonnets, sonnets are 40 lines, stanzas written. Uh, uh, there are different forms of sonnet, like Petrarchan sonnets and Shakespearean sonnets. Haiku is a Japanese form, and it consists of 3 lines. When we talk about free verse, it is iambic pentameter. Free verse is an iambic pentameter, which is not rhymed. So it is a free verse. These are all forms of poetry. When we talk about drama, dramas include scripts, it includes screenplays, and it includes performances. Now we move on to our next slide, that is fiction versus non-fiction. We will talk about what is fiction, and we will talk about what is non-fiction. Fiction is imaginary content and includes characters, plots, and things created by the author. When we talk about non-fiction, non-fiction based on real events, people, and facts, its aim is to inform or pursue the reader. Now move on to our next slide. That's the importance of literature. When we talk about importance of literature, we will talk about cultural significance. Literature reflects and shapes societal values and norms. It reflects our society values and our social values and our norms, our customs. It also preserves history and heritage. It talks about our history of that specific era and talks about the heritage. What were the heritage of that era? When we talk about educational value, literature enhances language skills, and it enhances our critical thinking and empathy. It also encourages creative expression and intellectual growth. Its other importance includes emotional and psychological impacts. Literature provides an outlet for emotions and ideas. It helps readers to explore their identities and experiences. Now move on to our next slide, that is literary genres. Popular genres include romances, mystery and thrillers, science fiction, fantasy, historicals, and horrors. Romances focus on love and relationships. Mystery and thrillers centers on suspense and solved puzzles. When we talk about science fiction or fantasy, it explores futuristic and imaginary worlds, and science fiction. There is a time machine that was written by Aldous Huxley. That was a science fiction. Its genre is science as well, historical as well. It is set in specific historical period, often with real events or figures. When we talk about the horror, horror fiction or literature aims to evoke fear and suspense. Move on to our next slide. That is literature across cultures. Diverse voices. Literature reflects the diversity of cultures and perspectives. Literature of every culture and every society reflects its unique perspectives and its unique customs and its unique way of living. Important works from different regions and time periods. Literature depicts important works from different regions. Regions means different geographical regions, and it talks about the time period of that specific era. Examples: Western literature versus Eastern literature. These are the examples. So, move on to our next slide. That is how to analyze literature. Key elements to consider. When we have to analyze literature, these elements must be considered. These are theme,